Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
Okay, now I'll talk a little bit about everyday life. Is Sikhi practical in compared to modern life? Yeah, I'll race through this a little bit. Okay, firstly, the Raag is built around the normal daily life. Guru Sahib says live in society, so I think it's quite cool. Yeah, don't everybody. If it was a religion that demanded that you have to dissociate from the world, it's not a religion for everybody. You agree with me? Only some people can live it. Even the monks themselves understand that they have to live off other people. Sikh is the opposite. Everybody can become a Sikh, and it won't cause problems for this world. Because we still live in the world, we still get married, we still have kids, all that kind of stuff, we still work, we give money away. Actually it's better in that way because people give it to everybody else. But although we don't believe in that, making everybody a Sikh, but it's a religion that everybody could follow. Also, our part is built around our life. Part in the morning, before work, before even breakfast. In the evening when you get home, you can do your red outside. Kirtan soila before you go to sleep. Big meal in the morning, little meal in the evening, and then the tiniest little snack before you go to sleep. If you want to look at Parchar's food, that's how it works. Sustains you throughout the day. Yeah? And this is the way Sikhi is made. It's made to be practical. It's a practical religion. Okay, the 5 Ks quickly. The Kirpan is still very relevant to today's society. Just because we live here in the UK doesn't mean the Kirpan isn't relevant at this moment globally. Yeah? It's very relevant. You cannot rely upon a state to protect you. Maybe you can here, but even here you can't. Yeah? You still need to be armed. Right? Good example, riots. Where were the police? Not at the Gurdwara, they weren't protecting it. Too many Sikhs standing outside. Yeah? They didn't need to. So you still need to have personal arm. And the arm is not just the idea of being armed, it's not just the actual arm itself, it's the principle of the thing. That you do not absolve your sovereignty as an individual to the state. You remain sovereign. And if you study philosophy, you can read about Rousseau, which he talked about this kind of state where everybody's got their own sovereignty, and then they kind of join it in a collective, but they still remain sovereign because they accept, they personally subjugate their sovereignty. Yeah, and this is what the Sikhi ideal is as well. Everybody is like an individual person sovereign, but then they choose to be part of the Khalsa Panth, and they accept the order of the Khalsa Panth upon themselves. Okay, what else? And it's also the idea of responsibility to do something. There's a lot of people, yeah, in today's world, like I don't know if you've heard this, probably the women have. When they give you an order, like if you're being attacked, they say don't shout rape and don't shout help, help. They say shout fire. People no longer come to help you if you shout rape. They don't want to be involved in that. They say shout fire. Yeah? Isn't that crazy? This is the world we live in. People don't take responsibility for helping the common man. But when you've got that Kirpan, right, that means you've got to take responsibility. Because you can't say to your Guru, I had nothing to help that person with. You had something you can get on with, you could have done something. So it's the idea of being proactive and not always reactive and waiting for someone else to help you. Just get on with it. The Kesh, look, you have to stand out as a Sikh, yeah? That's the whole point. If you're here to help people, they've got to be able to spot you. So the Kesh still is relevant. And if you look at Guru Tegh Bahadur's example, that's where the Kesh came from. When they gave their life in Delhi, now the Sikhs came forward to say they were Sikh. Only 3 people did, yeah? You recognize those guys? Bhai Mati Das, Sati Das brothers, and Dhyala Das, the brother of Bhai Mani Singh. Yeah? Those people came forward, everybody else skanked it. Basically, skanked their Guru. They're on the spot. Not my Guru. Jesus had the same problem on the cross. People just said, not my Guru. Yeah? So Guru Sahib said, no longer can you say, this is not your Guru, stand out. So it keeps you on the path. Yeah? And it's the idea of accepting the hukum of Maharaj, how you live. God, I still a very good reminder, okay, of what you're supposed to do in your life. Hath kadiyan hai. Whatever you do wrong, you look at your God and go, oh no, I decided I'm not going to do this. At my higher level, when I was thinking clearly, without being assaulted by Kaan, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Ahankar, I decided to commit to this path. Just because right now I'm doing it, lust or greed or whatever, I don't want to do this. Stick to my higher principle. And it's a good defensive tool as well. Okay, Kashera, obviously still need to look decent in society. we never can be naked as a sing, yeah, or a singini. But the kashira is still your base level of humility and of like sharam basically. And the ganga still reminds us to keep clean above green. These are very simple things, guys. They're the icing on the cake, yeah. But they do not ever become irrelevant. They're still relevant today. That's my point. Now I want to talk about Gurubani, because a lot of you guys may not know Gurubani proper, as in read it in Gurmukhi, yeah? Why is it important to have Gurubani in Gurmukhi? Why can't we translate Guru Granth Sahib Ji? Any kind of... Go.
The pronunciation is very different, because they say to become a party you should actually go through doing sandhya, because every pronunciation, every letter, every matra has a different sound which can change the meaning of each word. And since we value music and word Shabad Guru, we cannot change the pronunciation, because that's the Shabad Guru.
But why is it that you can't translate it and just have the translation to Guru? Why do you have to keep the original?
Because the Shabad Guru is the one that's connecting you. It's not the translation. It's that Wahi Guru that is connecting you. That's that Guru, not the true Guru, the great God. It's not that.
Good. Actually, you can't translate poetry. You lose the poetry. Sim Siddhi gal, yeah? If you translate poetry, you lose the poetry. Someone else's interpretation. Yeah? We're unique in that. Our gurus wrote this down themselves. And they signed it. Look at the end of Asa Divar. It says, should. Should means pure. It's sud. Point is, it's saying that Guru Arjan Dev Ji just checked this after Bhai Gurdas Ji wrote it. Then they said, tick. That's what that word is, and it comes in a lot of different places, yeah? That's Guru Arjan Dev Ji's sign. It should, yeah. We don't know what. And Guru Granth Sahib Ji, believe it or not, for you guys that are scientists, yeah, is an indexable document. Within 4 akkars, start of any word, you can find that shabad in the whole 1430 pages. Like that. They could have, there's loads of places with a repetition, but instead of using one word, they use another word. So they swip them around, just change the grammar, because Punjabi is very flexible like that. You put sentences at the front or the back, yeah? Why do they do that? So people like me and you, years later, could pull out Sikhi to the max and find Gurbani like that. If you got 5, you would find the exact line almost. With 4, you would find just a few options. It's amazing. That part people don't think about. It's indexable document. Maharaj made it for the modern world. Yeah? Where you need to be able to find stuff. People are always about referencing things, yeah? So when I say something, you can just pull it up straight away if you know how to read Gurbani. Also, like I said, poetry can't be translated because what if you make a mistake? We didn't know the exact meaning of that word. The old words used to be joined up before. There's no spaces. But sometimes people have split things up, maybe not in the right place. But having it in the original, you maintain that purity of principle. And Maharaj wrote it, and it is checked by them, it's purified. Even if years later you come with a different translation, we still got the original document. Can't change that. Okay? And although we say, yeah, it's Gurmukhi, it's hard, it's actually very easy to understand as well. Look at Sukhmani Sahib. It's so simple to understand. Anand Sahib is written in Punjabi. If you can speak Punjabi, you can understand Anand Sahib very easily. So I learned it from scratch. Like when I was 21, I was at university, I didn't know any Gurmukhi. Didn't know a single word. Never read books in my life. I had to start from scratch. I learned it very quickly. By the time I came back from India, I could read Hukamnama. Just took 6 months. So it's possible to learn this stuff very quickly. And, I don't know if any of you knows Hindi. Anybody know Hindi here? How to read and write it, or just how to speak it? Yeah, so Hindi is more complicated, so I learned Hindi first, yeah? Hindi is more complicated to write than Punjabi. We have made some things very easy. How to write stuff as well. Even the actual writing of the alphabet, Maharaj made it simpler than Hindi. Yeah? You don't have to flow backwards, you just flow forwards. The whole of Gurmukhi can be written in without this kind of line at the top and all that kind of stuff. Every word has its own top line built into it. There's a deep science behind it. And Guru Angad Dev Ji made those akkars, yeah? But Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when he was 7 years old, gave us the patti. It's the alphabet song of Gurmukhi. Yeah? You might call it that. And Guru Sahib gives a spiritual message behind each akkar. And that system, what they wrote in patti, apart from the beginning and the end, is still pretty much the same with the Gurmukhi alphabet now. That beginning bit changed, and the last bit, but the middle is all pretty much the same still, from Guru Sahib when they were 7 years old. Okay. Another thing about Gurbani, yeah, is very important, is the Kirtan part. A lot of you guys might not know this, yeah? But Raag Kirtan is like the most advanced form of music on this planet. The reason being, It didn't come from this earth. I want to repeat that to you. Raag Kirtan did not come from this earth. Raag Kirtan came from heaven. Raag Kirtan was first written down by the rishis. They heard unhad shabad. Now when I said to you that spiritually the first sign is bliss, yeah? The second sign of spiritual progress is music. Magical music, I'm going to call it. Music everywhere, all around you. Heavenly music. It's called Unhad Shabad. And you all know about it because you're saying in Anand Sahib, Vaje Panch Shabad Titakar Sabhagi. You know what Panch Shabad is? It's 5 different instruments that are playing everywhere. Wherever you go, you get to hear this music. This is like, I know I'm thinking, you're thinking, what? Music everywhere? That's some dua. After bliss and seeing God inside you, you get to hear music. So divine music plays everywhere. This is what Raag came from. So when we say, what is heaven like? What do we say? So dar tera keha, so kar keha, jit behsar. Where's your house? Where's your door? What do we say after that? Gave tudno pavan pani behsantar. We say Gave and we say Raag Kirtan, Parvar Pariyan Shabad Gavan Aya. These rags, they are from heaven. And Guru Sahib invented rags. When I say they invented rags, they wrote down new rags. Jai Jaivanti is a rag created by Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji. They took that from there and put it here for us. You can't just invent rags, by the way, it's not that easy. Yeah? They come from up there. And they only chose a few rags, not all the rags. Because some of the rags, they're too much about too emotional. They're too much into the lower emotions. And Guru Sahib said, no, that's not for us. We want to get to the highest place. So these rags are in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, they're actually Sachkhand rags. Pretty cool, eh? Why don't we sing them? That's the problem, isn't it? We're not recreating Sachkhand here because we're not singing in rag nowadays. Most people have forgotten the instruments. Now we play this German instrument called the Vajra. But having said that, Sikhi is very flexible. Yeah? Because although the original instruments were all the taos, the rabab, the flexible tanti saj, nowadays we even do it with the guitar and the Vajra. It's still possible to sing it, but it's music. Music is well advanced. Yeah? Music is the heart of the soul. Sorry, language of the soul. Sikhi is very modern in that way. Some religions don't even like music. It's pretty weird, to be honest, considering that all emotion comes from music, but they don't like it. Fair enough. Why is Sikhi the most modern religion? This is the bit that gets me the most. What's the aim of Sikhi? What's the mission of Sikhi? This is the coolest part of it. What is Sikhi here for? Anybody has it a guess? Humanity. Good, humanity. Sikhi is here, right, to change the world. Without doubt, Guru Sahib came here to change the entire world. And the mission is food, medicine, justice, education for everybody. Deg, deg, fateh. Deg is food, literally food, medicine, basic needs. Deg is a kirpan. We use kirpans for doing kirpa. Yeah? That means justice and human rights and freedom. We want to get that for everybody on this planet. That's our mission, Deg, deg, fateh. Who's going to do that? The Khalsa. With the UN got no army. What can the UN do? It begs soldiers off. America doesn't give it any soldiers, so they get it off like third-rate countries like India and Bangladesh. And when those soldiers go to a place like Africa, what do they end up doing? Not very nice things, yeah? Drug dealing, rape, you can Google it. So we got a Khalsa army already. The Khalsa comes with an army. Yeah? Every Khalsa is the army. Sawa laakh se ek ladam. Guru Sahib is giving us that mission to take over the world. The Khalsa will rule the world in order to save the world. And they won't even try to convert people. That's the coolest thing. Religion doesn't believe in conversion, it just believes in service. We're going to be going to places like, Sudan, with Janjaweed going. There's going to be helicopter gunships coming out, full of things, like the SAS go do, yeah? It's going to go to places like that, slot all the people, set up langar, give them medicine, the gurdwara for the things. That's going to be our future. You might not see it now, but that did happen. I said there's people that laughed when I gave this lecture at Oxford. There's a 2-part lecture, spiritual message of Sikhi and the political message of Sikhi. Some people sniggered when I said this. Believe you me, yeah? This happened in the past. The women came, look at that famous Bhai Mani Singh So, you know the Paitalu Singh, when he was beheaded, they went to rescue a Muslim woman. They were gonna have their food. Famous story in history. Can't remember the exact person done it. They had their prashad. They were very hungry. The Singhs. Prashad came, and then somebody came and said, "Look, some Flana Benji is just been kidnapped." The Singh said, "Leave that food there. If it's meant for us, they'll be waiting for us when we come back." And they just left. This is our history. We done this. We changed India. Yeah, no more Mughal kingdom. Gone. Yeah. So we're going to be doing that for the rest of the world as well. No one else is going to do it. Shari'am, yeah? You know what Shari'am means? It means with full shamelessness. America, England, all these countries, what do they stand up and say? We represent the American interests abroad. They have their country, they got their Raj over their country, they got the most amount of weaponry in this world, and they just shamelessly stand up and say, in God we trust, but we are representing the American interests abroad. Britain stands up and says the same thing. Can a Khalsa Raj ever do that? Can the Khalsa Raj stand up and say, we represent the Khalsa interests abroad? No. Every Sikh will say, that's not right. That's a Sarvata Pala. We put it built in. So this pant is built in Sarvata Pala. People don't need religion, they just need their Maslow hierarchy satisfied, yeah? Food, basic human needs, justice. And then they'll if they're meant to follow Sikhi, they'll follow it anyway. But they need to start with the Paikaniya model. But Sikhi is well advanced. Sikhi is the future of this world in that way. So we're going to run it for them. Only pata bhi nahi hoga. Yeah, it's not going to be like the other lot that want to run the world. Yeah? It's a few number of them guys. They just want to convert everybody. Bhave tarti puri sar jave. Which country do you know you want to live in that's run by Islam? Apart from the guys that go to Saudi Arabia for the bucks. No one wants to live there properly. But Sadek Panth ne ye kaam karna hai, what the world is looking out for. That's why the earth called for Guru Nanak. You must have heard that Shabad. Suni pukar datar prabhu Guru Nanak jag mahi pathaya. The earth cried out for this, for Dharam, for Satyug, the age of enlightenment, and Guru Nanak Ji was sent upon this earth. This is the mission of Sikhi. Yeah? Save the world and not convert people. No one else want to do it. We're prepared to give our shahidi for it. That's how much.
Vaheguru, Vaheguru.